This is the RevCore stand bag. And if you've never heard of RevCore, the reason is probably because this is their second ever bag. Their first being the cart version that's right over here. Now it's the same company that makes CaddyDaddy travel gear, or they also make the claw gloves here. So it's the same company. So I've basically been using these gloves for well over a year now, and the quality's been really good. They're probably like the most durable glove I've ever actually used in terms of lasting a lot longer than a traditional glove. So I've used those for a while. The bag here I've used for probably like 10 to 15 rounds. It's been really good. I've always wanted to get myself a premium bag, so one that's made of like synthetic leather. I've just never wanted to spend like $400, $450 on one. This one here is just shy of $300, so I would still consider it to be a lot of money. I mean, like $300 it's not a little amount, but when you think about it, like companies like Vessel, if they're selling bags that are like $400, $450, like $100 plus more dollars than this, if this can be like somewhere in the ballpark, I mean, that's a pretty good deal if you ask me. But I've actually never owned a Vessel bag, so I don't really have something to compare it to. I've heard people who really like theirs. I've heard people who have had problems. So if you have had a Vessel bag, let me know what you thought about it. But before we do get this thing unboxed, I'll just mention 3 things. If you do want to see our long-term review of this, so I'm going to be using this for like the next 3, 6, 9 plus months. I'm going to be trying to use it as much as possible, finding everything I don't like about it, seeing how it holds up over time. I'm going to be doing a written article so I can keep it updated. So if you want to see that, all you got to do is Google Out of Bounds Golf RevCore and it should pop up. 2, if you want to receive a discount, so right now we're at 15% off, so it's pretty good. You can use code OBG. And the 3rd thing, if you want to enter our giveaway to possibly win one, details will be down below. So enough with all that, let's get this thing unboxed and I'll give my initial review. All right, so the first thing I'm seeing is just the color here. So this is obviously a synthetic leather, so it looks really nice. The logo here is actually like embroidered in, and I do like that it's pretty much the same color here. So it says RevCore, but like, it doesn't like pop out like some of the other bags. Like it's not overly branded, so I do like that. It feels nice. The zippers, just like the cart bag, the zippers are all metal, which is nice. It's gonna be more durable. It's gonna be a little bit heavier, but it's not a huge deal if it's just like the zippers. Now I got the blue version, so I thought it might be a bit too light of a blue, just from the pictures and whatnot, but taking it out of the box, it's like a dark navy, so it is really nice actually. I do actually really like it. Up top we have like a nice durable rain cover, so this thing's thick, like it's not just a simple piece of thin, I don't know, fabric that most bags use, so this is actually like heavy duty. So I'm just gonna take this off. So in this bag we have a 6-way top, and it is like a velvet lined here, so that's really nice. So with this bag you do have the option between a 6 or 14-way top. I decided to go with a 6 just because I feel like there's gonna be a bit less club clatter. Like if all the clubs are in their own compartment, they all can kind of move freely, so you get a bit of club clatter, especially on a carry bag. It's not as big of a deal on the cart bag, but if you're gonna be carrying it, I feel like the 6-way might be a little quieter. And what I am seeing here is just, I actually didn't realize was that it comes with 2 different carry straps. So there's a single strap if you want that, or you can have the double strap here. So you have the option, I guess, depending on, my guess would be like if you're carrying it, you want a double strap. If you're going to be putting it on a push or power cart, you'll probably just want the single, and you can take either of them off. So I would only use one of them at a time, but it's nice to have. I personally haven't had a bag where it has the option, so that's pretty cool. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this thing set up and kind of go over all the pockets, what they could be used for, what I might put in personally, and then I'm gonna put my clubs in the top, and then I'll just give my first impressions about how I think the bag looks from, taking it out of the box. So let's start off with the pockets, and as you can see here, we got RevCore like embroidered actually in there. Again, I do like that the color is the same as the bag itself, but the first pocket here is going to be, this is going to be the cooler pouch here. So if we look in, you can see that it is insulated in there. Now obviously there's no zippers or there's no magnetic, so your drinks might not stay as cool as they would if it was like a closed compartment, but I guess the good thing about this is you could put in some drinks that are bigger as well. So just like the other bags, we're gonna see how many cans we can actually fit in. So I wonder if the best way to do this would be kind of going that sideways. 2. So there we can fit 2, and again, we're gonna have 1 on the other side of the bag as well. So it could be 4 cans, which is pretty decent. Or if you don't want to carry cans and you have like a water bottle, you could kind of just put that in there as well. And it'll keep it a little bit cooler than if it was just in a standard pocket. And then on the bottom, we do have 2 drain holes. So pretty much just in case water gets in, it can easily dry out. The second pocket on this side is going to be a bit of a smaller one. So inside, it's going to be velour or velvet lined here. So this pocket is where you would keep your wallet, and you can keep your phone. And then they'll stay protected. They're not going to get scratched. You can put your sunglasses, keys, or whatever else you want in there. We're then going to have a metal towel loop. So you got your towel that you should be using, by the way. I see far too many people with dirty clubs, so make sure you're using the towel. And then we have the Velcro. You can take your glove, slap it on there instead of putting it in your pocket, and then that way it can stay a little bit dry. And then the final pocket on this side is going to be the large one, so it's going to go pretty much up the majority of the bag, probably like 2/3 all the way down to the bottom. And then inside we're going to have this here, and what this is, it's going to be if you're going to be using a cart. So it's like a little sleeve that you can put the cart strap through, and then that way the cart strap isn't going to rub on the synthetic leather and wear it out. So that's kind of a nice little additional feature to have. And then what I also like to do with this pocket is see if I can fit a pair of shoes in. So let's just double check. 1 shoe, and then 2 shoes. Okay, so we can fit a pair of shoes in there, which is good. And then if you're looking to load this thing completely full, you do have a bit of room up here where you could fit you could probably throw in the rain jacket or like a really compact jacket in there if you are like traveling, whatever, and you want to maximize room. This side of the bag is just pretty simple. We have this is just like a plastic material here on the legs, kind of just your generic legs here, and then we do have the strap to keep the legs strapped in whenever you're on a cart. We have a umbrella loop, so if you carry an umbrella, you can have your loop. It'll go down through this compartment here and then into the smaller loop. The third side of the bag is just going to have these 2 pockets here. So again, we have the same cooler pocket here that we had on the other side, so pretty much exactly the same. We could fit 2 more cans in there. And then this pocket here it's going to be a lot smaller than the other side. Pretty much the same zipper, same sort of deal, but probably half the size as the other one. I thought you might be able to fit a jacket in there, but the more I look at it, probably not, unless it's like a really compact, those like insulated down jackets that kind of they squish up pretty good. You might be able to get that in there, but other than that, you would put maybe pretty much any sort of accessories you might have, like your driver tool, club cleaner, all that stuff could go in there. And then up top, this is padded, so whenever you're going to be carrying it, your back's going to be up against this. So this is padded, so just to give a little bit more comfort. The final side of the bag is going to have 2 pockets. So this first one is a pretty good size actually, and this is going to be where you're going to keep your balls. So I'm just curious to see if we can fit a box in here. And actually we can even fit an additional box in there, so that'll zip up no problem. So there's a lot of room for balls. So even if you're like a high handicap weekend hacker, you go through balls into the forest, into the drink, you'll have tons of room for your balls. And the second pocket, which actually the cart bag doesn't actually have, is a magnetic pocket. So I do really like that. I think that's a really useful feature that a lot of bags have. But what you would put in the magnetic pocket is generally, it's going to be your rangefinder. So I don't actually have one here with me, but you could easily fit a rangefinder in there. It's just better, like if this was a zippered pocket and you're using your rangefinder every shot, you'd have to unzip it. It's not like a huge deal, but just having a magnetic where you quickly open it and close it is really nice to have. And then up top we have a carry handle. So this is just like a hard plastic material, and it seems quite durable. Obviously it's plastic, so it'll be a bit lighter. You have a bit of like texture here to make it a little bit more grippy, and then on the underside is textured as well, just to make it a bit more grippy whenever you're holding it. So when it comes to the top, the 6-way is pretty straightforward. In the bottom slot, you're simply going to put in your wedges. These middle slots are where your irons are going to go. And then the top row is where your kind of driver, woods, and hybrids are going to go. Now when it comes to your putter, you're going to have a few different options. Most people will generally put their putter in the very top with their other clubs that have head covers, so the driver, wood, and hybrid, or some people will put them in the very bottom with their wedges. The choice is really up to you. For me, since I don't have like a 5 and a 4 iron, I have an extra pocket here, so I could put it in like that, but the choice is really up to you. But pretty much standard is wedges, irons, long clubs, and then kind of wherever you want to put your putter is good enough. But what I am really impressed by is like just how easy they go in and out. Like there's really like no sort of club tangle at all. Like you could, like in any of the pockets pretty much, like you could even fit more clubs in there, and I'm sure it'll be fine. So I've never actually had a bag other than like a 14-way that didn't have any sort of club tangle. So this one here is actually really nice. So the one thing that I can tell is quite good is going to be the legs. So what I like about the legs is they're like really snappy to open and close. They open really nice, they close really nice, but the most important thing is that they actually stay closed. Like I've had a lot of bags that it opens okay, it closes okay, but it's not very sturdy here. So whenever you walk, they kind of like open and close, right? So this one here, like I'm shaking it and they're like barely moving. So that's something I'm really liking. All right, so looking through the bag, I am really impressed by like the features, the performance, and the quality. It has pretty much all the features that I would personally want. Like there's enough storage. The magnetic rangefinder pocket's really nice. The only thing would be like the cooler pouch is it's open-ended, so there's no like zippers or whatever, but it's a carry bag. Like you're not going to be putting a bunch of drinks in this thing anyway. The quality of the materials feels nice. We'll see how it holds up over time. And then the zippers as well, they open and close really smoothly, which is all you can ask for. And the thing I'm most impressed by was the 6-way top. I was surprised to see like there was pretty much no club tangle, right? So most of the time in a bag where you have multiple clubs in the same pocket, there's going to be some sort of rubbing, but this is very smooth. So that's pretty impressive. Now, the one thing that I'm not exactly sure of, like we'll kind of see how it goes, is how comfortable this thing is going to be carrying for 18 holes. I wouldn't consider this to be a light bag. I believe it's like 7.5 pounds, maybe somewhere around there. So it's definitely on the heavier end of carry bags. With like the synthetic leather, that's just an issue you're going to come across. So if the weight is like your main concern, this might not be the best option for you. But that said, the strap is pretty well padded and it seems comfortable enough just by the limited experience that I've had with it. But if you have used any of the RevCore bags before, let me know what you thought about them in the comments down below. And then if you do want to see our unboxing of the cart bag or what some of our other favorite golf bags are, details will be in the description. Thanks for watching.